What
What's
is up,
going on? What's going
everyone?
on? What's going
Welcome to episode 11 of the Last Give podcast. I am Flash, and the person right next to me on the left is Ace.
is
Say what's up,
Ace?
Ace.
Nothing
And we
much,
have
nothing
some,
much. Let's get this.
we have a lot of news to talk about. A lot of things dropped out, and we're excited to tell you what is going on in the NFL. Because man, there's some big league shifting stuff that's happening as we
Crazy.
speak. Craziness is going on. A big lawsuit is happening on the first day of Black History Month, which I think is a good thing, by the way,
Yep.
because
Yep.
we'll get into that later in this episode. Other than that, let's hit it.
No. Like, share, subscribe, be a friend, tell a friend. Run and Gun is back tomorrow at 8. Don't forget, guys, who's watching this. Guys, girls, peoples all out there. Don't forget, Run and Gun's back tomorrow. The money came in.
Be a
Uncle
friend.
Sam delivered.
Tell a friend.
Like Flash just said.
Right.
Yeah, now remember we got to talk about all this stuff: NFL, NBA. We're gonna throw in college football, basketball. I don't know if we have any college basketball. I don't remember. And hot topics gonna be all in one today because not much going on in that section. But y'all know what's up. I mean, you know where to find us everywhere. What else? Anything else, Flash? I'm trying to remember if we got any other
Nothing
news.
really. Just like, share, describe. Just one other news. I'm not going to be on for the next 2 weeks after tonight. So just a FYI. It's going to be Ace and J Peeps and possibly a few guests as well. So I hope to hold it down.
We got good stuff planned. Don't worry.
Anyway,
Don't worry. We can't top last
anyways,
week's episode with the craziness. It's just us two back this week. So sorry guys, no surprises this week. We burned all our stuff last week. But I mean, shout out Ashton and Dendrix for last week's episode. Let's hit this one and let's
Danny
start a new one.
Hendricks. All right, I think it's time. Can we hit it, Peeps? Peeps. Well, anyways, I just saw a funny tweet, so we're going to start off with Tom Brady.
Kickoff.
He has officially announced his retirement officially on Instagram, and we're going to talk about it. And I just saw a funny post by Jordan Moore, who's just tweeted saying Ryan Tannehill ended Tom Brady's Patriots career, while Matt Stafford ended Tom Brady's Bucks NFL career. What a world! That was a great tone to start off this episode. Won't you agree, Mr. Ace? What a world!
Yes, I mean this starting off this episode would have been much different if Brady didn't announce his retirement this morning, because I had no idea how we were going to do it. Talking about if we were going to roast Schefter or not, but he got bailed out that Brady announced that retirement because we would have came in on Schefter bad. But I mean, 22 years. I thought it was ironic that Matthew Stafford is the one to beat him, and him throwing his last touchdown was against the arguably the best corner in the league right now, and Ramsey. Well, I mean, he kind of is all around. There's not many good corners, like cover corners out there, so that was a good ball Brady threw. I was surprised he retired when he did now. I thought he would have waited for like after the Super Bowl maybe. But he's also leaving like 30 million in dead cap, or 15 or something like that. He's leaving a big dead cap number on the Bucks, but it's gonna be interesting to see what they do, where they go from here as the Bucks. But I mean, we already see the Patriots already moves on from Brady with Mac Jones, but it's gonna be weird to see if the Bucks go to Kyle Trask or if they don't. But I mean, Flash, do you think they're gonna go to Kyle Trask, or do you think they're not gonna go to Kyle Trask? I look elsewhere.
It's too soon. I mean, that's arguably Bucks' internal stuff, especially that Kyle Trask was on the Bucks practice squad. So we just gotta wait and see
He
what
was
goes
there. He
on.
never was on the practice
What?
squad.
Yeah, he was. That's what I
He was
heard.
on the. He
He
was
was on.
inactive most of the season, but they wouldn't put a second round pick on the practice squad.
I could remember I heard Jay Peep saying he was on a practice squad at one point. I could remember hearing that.
Someone would have picked him up if he was. He was a second round pick. I mean, that's not a throwaway pick, which makes me think they'll give him a shot. Unless they saw
I
him
mean,
this
he
season, he
deserves the
was
shot.
just so bad. I mean, unless he was so bad, and then
I
they're like, oh
mean,
yeah, but I mean, I've never seen a Gators
it's too
quarterback play
soon.
good in the NFL, but I also have never seen an LSU quarterback play good really until Joe Burrow showed up because he's a different breed. But I mean,
Well,
I seriously doubt they're gonna get Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers. That's just my opinion. Thank you, JP. So like I said, never practiced.
Okay, he was the
Ryan
strength
Griffin was
behind.
the practice squad guy. But yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So I mean, where was I?
I mean, I'm
I
trying
got
to.
thrown off there.
I'm gonna
All
fact
right,
check
moving
you
on.
on these
Oh,
LSU
you really gonna?
quarterbacks that were in the NFL. I just want. I'm just curious.
Oh, okay.
Who
Checking.
else? With
I know Ohio State
with
never
the
had a really
exception
good
of
quarterback. Justin Fields hopefully trying to
yeah,
break that. But Ohio State never
Marcus
had it. I know.
Oh, they had Matt
Okay, while
Flynn.
he's doing that, I'm gonna talk about. No, I'm gonna get that out later. Put that back.
I actually want to say a few things
That's
about
gonna
Tom
get
Brady's
paid for later.
retirement. First of
Oh,
all,
yeah, go.
congratulations, Tom Brady. He deserves it. I personally think he has nothing left to prove. I mean, I think he really proved it all to that he is the greatest of all time when he won Tampa Bay a championship. Whether or not that team was loaded or not, he has still brought Tampa Bay Buccaneers a championship. That is his period. So I just want to say that. Second of all, enjoy the retirement. I understand you just want to take care of your family, be there for your kids, and also.
You can make $1
But
billion
now Bucks
just
questions
off
going,
the field.
dude. I think right now what Tampa Bay got worried about is who's going to replace him. I hope Trask gets that shot. I think he deserves that shot. I do not know how he's going to translate on the NFL level, but we shall see on that. I think Trask is a very patient guy, as we've seen throughout college. So I want to see that. Going forward, the Bucks. Do you think they should draft a quarterback? I know James Cook should
Not in
definitely
the
be on the
first round.
Buccaneers.
Say that again.
James Cook should be on the list. James Cook
Oh, you
should
mean
definitely be
running
on the
back?
Buccaneers list. Yeah, running
Yeah,
back.
they need a running back. They're not going to be able to keep. Oh, sorry.
Go on. Yeah.
Oh no, it's not, I doubt they're going to keep Fournette because Fournette's going to probably get paid elsewhere because they have to. I think their first priority is Godwin and only Godwin, like as free agencies, and then you work your way down the list. Because I don't think they franchise tag him a second year because that's not exactly convincing for a guy coming off an ACL tear.
If there's a guy that needs to be a franchise tag on the Bucks, it's gonna be Mike Evans.
Well, Mike Evans already walked up. He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
And running backs don't get franchise tagged often, so I don't see them keeping Fournette, which is why I like your idea of James Cook. I think they go running back. One of their one of their first 2 picks is gonna probably be a running back, and they're gonna probably have to address the receiver position because their depth behind Evans and Godwin was shown to not be that great in the playoffs. I mean, Scotty Miller makes a couple plays here and there, but you didn't see much from Darden or Johnson really this year. So I see that's going to probably be what they're going to address.
I mean, also, like...
And they have to resign OJ Howard because Gronk can retire.
That they're not going to... Dude, I mean, look. Antonio Brown was a bigger deal than we originally thought he was. And with that action he displayed, that's actually a bigger blow than we really... probably prepared for because he did score a touchdown in that Super Bowl along with Gronk, and Gronk is probably not coming back. He's probably going to call.
All right, let's move on. I say let's move on quickly to the Broncos being put up on.
I just do not see no motive for Gronkowski for coming back. So that's all I want to say. I think Gronk's done too.
Yep, totally agree. All right, Anybody got a couple $1 billion? I mean, fans penalty talk. I want to join up and put some money and buy the Broncos. They're going to be put on sale. The owner says they're going to hope to be sold by the end of the year, and Peyton Manning is one of those potential buyers right now. So we shall see how that goes.
Give the team to Peyton Manning.
So you want to talk about
just give the Manning, please. If they're going to try to milk out money and stuff on a potential sale, I just feel like Peyton Manning should be the owner of the Broncos, because I just do not see him seeing the Broncos as a money investment. I feel like it's probably like something to add on to a legacy as well, you know. Whereas like if you get some other buyer that's only money driven and stuff, they're going to probably be cheap and have probably a trash coach and some players that's going to eventually bounce in a few years, like how the Bucks were before they decided to sign Tom Brady. I feel like it's going to be something like that if you get a owner that's money driven.
Look at the Carolina Panthers or the Houston Rockets. Anywho, let's talk about the AFC Championship game. The Cincinnati Bengals go, Kitty goes roar. Not no meow. Sorry guys, I don't think they're that kind of cat. They go from the worst team in the NFL to a top 2 team in 2 seasons, which is incredible to say the least. Where Joe Burrow becomes, I think, the youngest first overall pick, I think, or like one of the few quarterbacks who's been in the number 1 overall picks who started in the Super Bowl in their first 2 seasons. They beat the Kansas City Chiefs 27-24. Evan McPherson hits his second walk-off in overtime, second walk-off field goal, first in overtime. And he's 12 for 12 in the playoffs. Jamar Chase has set the rookie receiving record for most yards, and I think in the playoffs all time. And before I get to this last one, Flash, you gonna say anything about the game as the Bengals fan?
Whoa! I just found this out. Okay, never mind. So Joe Burrow is the first NFL quarterback in the first 2 years to go. That's right. I'm gonna. Joe Burrow looks. First half, he obviously struggled. All right, the first half is all Chiefs. Like Patrick Mahomes was having his way. They just weren't getting to him at all. But in the second half, it's like Joe Burrow was getting tackled, had contact, and he was still like completing some insane plays. Like I probably have not seen a quarterback do it like that in like some time. Like now, like you see, like quarterbacks like Russell Wilson, he would just run away from that and just scramble. But Joe Burrow just takes a hit and then makes a move. It's just weird. I mean, it's not something you see every day at a quarterback. And the Bengals defense needed to get their credit too, because they were making some key stops for Cincinnati Bengals to get that win as well. And Jamar Chase, he is that guy, I guess. Remember the times when we were talking about that Jamar Chase was dropping passes in
the drop issue? Started that was ironic.
Remember those times?
Yep.
Everyone thought he was a bust within a few weeks.
Back when we were little Todd was doing a show. We've grown up. Nah, I'm just messing. I found some stuff here that's interesting for our hot topics conversation, but sorry, I was a little distracted on that. But let's talk about this quick thing here with Eli Apple's nothing.
Well, we'll talk about Eli Apple, but I thought you want to save that for hot topics. Save him for hot topics, man.
No, I'm talking about for the game. He didn't get the pick, but the other former Saint did. And Von Bell.
Oh,
he dropped He dropped that walk-in pick 6, and then Eli Apple goes and gets it. Von Bell gets the tip drill pick, and Mahomes in overtime. But yeah, what you guys say before we move on to the Rams?
Yeah, we talk about the Saints, right? With the post.
No, I'm saving that for later. Come on, hurry up.
Dude, that was funny, by the way. But yeah, Jamar Chase is that guy. Joe Mixon is a bigger deal on that Bengals than I actually originally intended. So that is actually, and Jamar Chase also has the most receiving yards as a rookie in the playoffs. That's insane. I'm excited for this Bengals team going forward. Whether or not they win the Super Bowl or not, this is a very promising team that's going to probably dominate this AFC North for some time, assuming nothing goes wrong or south. And look, I know everyone's going to be worried about the Bengals when they play the Rams with that suspect offensive line, but especially with Aaron Donald versus Joe
Okay,
Burrow. But
let me do some clarification there. So Jamar Chase he isn't number one right now in rookie receiving yards in the postseason. He is second. He needs, I think, 18 more yards. So he needs 18 in the Super Bowl to win. To
who's
take the
number one
record. The Torrey Holt with the Rams in 99.
from the Rams?
Yeah, 80 and 99. Yeah, Chase is Austin Coley is second at 241. This dude's got 242, and Chase is at 225 right now. Okay, moving on.
Hey,
Let's talk about the Rams. Speaking of Rams, they beat the San Francisco 49ers 20-17. I mean, half of America's
Jimmy
rooting for the
Garoppolo
Bengals right now.
got exposed. All right.
Hey, it wasn't Jimmy Garoppolo didn't play horrible and he didn't play great. That's the easiest way to say that. I mean, the last throw, I know what he was trying to do, but that probably wasn't a smart idea because it ended up being a turnover. That kind of looked like a Jameis play from 2019, but oh well. But yeah, I mean, he's gone. They're already talking about working on a trade. Him and the 49ers are working on a trade to send them elsewhere. So that means the Trey Lance era is set to begin, and Matthew Stafford is in the Super Bowl 1 year after leaving the Lions. So it's going to be interesting to see what Stafford and the Rams do in the Super Bowl. I want the Bengals to win, so I am picking the Bengals for this game. But I mean, we'll talk more about the Super Bowl and hot topics. But I mean, you got anything you want to say about this game?
I'm just looking at some pick. Did you know Jared Goff was the last first round, number one pick to actually play in the Super Bowl? Apparently,
Yeah, that was his second year or first year or third year. I think it was his third year.
Yeah. Wow. I was just never.
But that was also Todd Gurley doing most of the work and the refs, but we won't get into that.
Well, the refs. I mean, the refs are going to favor the Rams. But look, I'm just going to say this right now: that Rams D line is as good and physical they are. That Rams defense is very suspect in some other ways, and I mean by penalties. The Bengals' offensive line is very disciplined compared to that Rams D line. That's a weakness that the Bengals
you didn't notice the Rams got away with so many offensive holding calls against the 49ers. They weren't calling diddly squat.
I mean, look, the Rams may win the Super Bowl, but that D line is very suspect to penalties. Very susceptible to penalties. Let me rephrase it.
The one way, I mean, I know you were worried about Joe Burrow and his health going against very good defensive lines, but there is one way to counteract that, and that's getting the ball out real quick. And if you watch the Kansas City game, he wasn't exactly trying to push the ball deep. He was taking the short throws and getting that ball out quick, and that's why he was only sacked one time.
Well, yeah, that's one thing, but but the Chiefs' D line is nowhere as good as the Titans. That's another thing.
Frank Clark. I mean, what's that guy's name? Now I'm drawing a blank. Chris Jones.
You cut
he's
off.
pretty good. He's in terms of defensive, interior defensive lineman. Chris Jones. In terms of interior defensive lineman, he's probably top 4 in the NFL. Aaron Donald's number 1, but he's top 4 somewhere around there in that range. JP's can talk about that. We'll talk about that tomorrow probably, but yeah, they did a good job handling the Kansas City defensive line, who was ranked number 1 in the NFL during the last 7 or 8 weeks of the regular season.
Well, I'll say this now. All right,
I think Cincinnati will hold up.
If we get the O-line that played during the second half of the Kansas City Chiefs game from Cincinnati, I think the Bengals have a legitimate shot of winning this Super Bowl. Legitimately.
I think
they don't have to worry about Jalen Ramsey. They don't have to worry about Jalen Ramsey. They could just throw it to Higgins or the other guy.
I got a better suggestion. So I got a better suggestion. I think it's what
they just throw it to those
so
guys.
If you had watched the Bucks, when you watched the Bucks game, right, with the Rams, they started putting Ramsey 1-on-1 with Evans, and yeah, Mike Evans ate him alive essentially. So yeah, imagine what Jamar Chase is going to do to Ramsey when he gets some 1-on-1. Because Jamar was killing people on 1-on-1 this year.
I mean, Jalen
He
Ramsey
just started getting
is
double teamed in the playoffs. Really.
look. I'm thinking like don't double Jamar Chase. That's not going to work. It's going to end terribly for the Bengals because Joe Burrow could throw a quick pass to Higgins or what's the other Bengals receiver's name? It's
Boyd.
not in my head. Boyd.
Tyler Boyd.
That you could just throw it to one of those guys or even Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon could still catch those balls too. It's just going to be trouble for the Rams defense. So I just want to say that.
Yep.
I like the Bengals so far for the Super Bowl. I mean, it could be a long shot. They may be underdogs, but I think the Bengals have a good shot at winning it.
Yeah, you know what I'm starting to think? I think I'm gonna save the coaching stuff for hot. Okay, I'm gonna save the coaching stuff for hot topics because I'm starting to think the stuff relates to what we're gonna talk about in hot topics. So let's move on to the NBA right now because we're kind of running late, and there's some more stuff coming out of New York, related to what we're gonna talk about in hot topics. So yeah, JP, smooth that slide over for us for NBA, please. Producer JP. Hello.
JP. There we
go. All right, let's get into this stuff. So LeBron's gonna be out at least a week. It looks like with the irritation in his knee. So the schedule's working out the calendar, I should say, is working out perfectly for the Lakers. If you know the meme, it's Westbrook's horrible for the first majority of the months in the year, like NBA season, and then January he's kind of early, and then February he just turns into like a superstar MVP. You know what I mean? Like very, 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 very good.
Well, I mean, so we gotta keep in mind Westbrook has also been bouncing on. He was on 3 different teams in the last 3 seasons. Or last 2 seasons.
I know, but that's why the schedule works. He has to figure himself out and all that.
Well, he hasn't figured himself out, but I mean, look, Westbrook can play
and everybody else
like a god. He could play like a god, but next thing you know, his teammates got to step up too. And Frank Vogel still does not know how to utilize Westbrook in the best way. He still does not know. And I mean, I'm so calling for the firing of Frank Vogel. He's still not doing his job correctly. So I just want to throw that out there right now. AD is helping a lot with this Lakers defense, but he is still playing the wrong guys that think is going to win games for a defensive minded coach. So I just want to throw that out there. But Westbrook has been playing super well. He had MJ shook versus the Hornets the other night. He had him so pissed he walked out. That was so funny.
He probably busted the parlay or something. Or MJ lost some money or whatever.
Oh yeah, definitely. But another thing I need to bring up though, for a guy that drives to the rim a lot, he's not getting enough calls. I think like this last game, he get like one set of free throw attempts from fouls. It's horrendous. It's hideous. The dude could probably lose a teeth, and the refs won't call anything. So I want to call out the NBA refs on this because it's ridiculous. Because he's not getting calls. Like he's getting worse callings than like an NBA rookie at this point. Anyways, that's just my talk about the Lakers. Anything you want to say?
I already said what I got to say. Westbrook, I think they'll survive. I mean, it's not going to be pretty like flashy basketball, but I think they can survive and like hold the floor down until LeBron comes back. But I don't know if he's gonna. Have they said if LeBron's gonna be out for the All-Star game? Because if so, that sets you a timetable of how long he's gonna be out. Because
I don't know.
The All-Star game's coming up.
I only saw he's gonna be out for another week. That's all I know. So we gotta wait and see about that.
I'm gonna talk about my. I'm starting to switch on who I'm think coming out of the West.
Look, man. I don't know. I don't know if I could say I'm still confident about these Warriors, even with Klay Thompson back. I mean, they've been playing good ball.
I'm starting to think my pick is switching to the Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies going to make some noise in that West, man. Phoenix has only got 9 losses right now, but I think if the Grizzlies get a good like bracket side, I think they can make some noise in that West. Like maybe not coming out of the West, but I can see them in the Western Conference Finals.
So slow down about that one. All right.
Why?
Let's not possible, but you're
I mean,
completely forgetting
they
about
already
the
have the
Denver
playoff
Nuggets,
experience
assuming
from
Jamal
last year.
Murray
So now
comes
they're
back
gonna have a
healthy.
bunch of they're not a bunch of like raw products or anything like that. They've been in the playoffs already.
Oh,
You
I know
saw what
that.
Morant did.
Uh,
I think they can make it. Some noise, at least noise.
drop. I mean, look, I'm just only concerned because like the Grizzlies, they may not have all the pieces needed to even get to the Western Conference Finals. I'm not saying it's impossible for them, but and look, I'm not a naysayer for Morant either. I think he's been playing excellent basketball, but you just gotta like look and see who else is contending in the West when you got like look if it's a series between the Grizzlies and the Warriors, I will pick the Grizzlies. But if it's a team like let's say like the Suns, if they run into them like before the Western Conference Final, they might or like
I think you're
Denver,
freezing up, man.
maybe
You're
the Los
breaking up.
Angeles Lakers. All right, so like oh my god. So like I don't know, maybe the teams like maybe the Nuggets or maybe even the Lakers if they figure it out. If Frank Vogel's willing to figure it out, I think they may also be an out as well. And dude, like Steven Adams is gonna be barbecue chicken for centers like I don't know Anthony Davis, I don't know Jokic. That's barbecue chicken.
Oh,
Like, look, Steven Adams.
Jokic is playing better than he was his MVP season last year.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's a
keep that in mind too.
That's a very bad mismatch when you have Steven Adams out there. All right, I'm not a Steven Adams hater. I like the guy. It's
Well,
just
they have a lot of draft assets, right?
Yes, I know, but I mean, like Steven
They can
Adams
always
is
trade
the
for a
Achilles
guy.
heel. Who are they gonna get?
Well, I'm
Jared
just saying
Allen?
they still have the trade deadline. It's like 9 more days, I believe. They can still make a move and
I mean, it's
solidify
still
up that
early to
center
talk
position.
about this, but I'm just saying, if they decide if they go in the playoffs with Steven Adams, that is the weak point. Steven Adams is strong, but defensively he is very suspect. I just want to say that. That's all I want to say. So, anyways,
so with Phoenix Suns.
Chris Paul is higher on the MVP list than Devin Booker. He's higher on the MVP list than Devin Booker. All right, I am sick.
Yeah, I just gave that look because you keep breaking up, so I'm having a hard time hearing you for some reason. But it's all right. Keep going.
Chris Paul is higher up on the MVP list than Devin Booker. That is just what the heck. Devin Booker is the reason why the Phoenix Suns are already out here. All right, they just want to give their attention to Chris Paul just because they just want to say, "Oh,
he's got a bunch of assists."
and everything.
Hey, it's easy to get assists when the guy you pass the ball to is a walking bucket. So I'm just saying that. I'm just putting that out there. It's very easy to get assists when your guy right next to your running mate is a walking bucket, or you have a really good center in DeAndre Ayton. You could just send the ball down to. But I mean, I'm not been watching a whole lot of Phoenix basketball, but I know that stadium they play in is I don't want to say it's a pile of dog crap, but I mean they're kicking out the Arizona Coyotes right now, so I mean that Phoenix area's got some issues. So good for Phoenix too. They got a team winning at least. One of their teams is, and one's not choking in the playoffs or getting kicked out of their arena. But I mean, you got some pride for Phoenix when they only have 9 losses and we're already in February, which is pretty amazing. But
9 losses.
Without further ado, let's give the people what they want and announce the rising stars. No, yes, no, maybe.
I don't.
Oh, you talk Phoenix before.
I'm just saying my thoughts about this.
Yeah,
I just want. Oh yeah, aren't the Knicks trying to trade Kemba Walker?
The Knicks are trying to do. I don't even know what the hell the Knicks are doing because how do I say this? You trade for Cam Reddish, like you give up a first round pick and a former first round pick, and now they're out of your lineup, which just doesn't make any sense.
Your lineup rotation.
Yeah, well, that's just what's his name? God, I'm trying to blank. What's that guy's name again? Oh God, Thibodeau. That's just Thibodeau being Thibodeau, not playing young guys. Nothing new there.
Thibodeau never plays a bench. He never does it. He always plays starters all
Nope.
the way.
That's
it's
what
a known
coaches like that.
reputation about Thibodeau.
But
It's
oh well.
very.
Let's talk about. You want to just talk about the Rising Stars and All Star game? Come on.
Yeah. Do you think the Hawks win the Kevin Knox trade?
At this rate right now, from what I've seen, at least the Hawks got a first round pick. So there's that. But anywho, the Rising Stars were announced today. So the rookies in the Rising Star game are gonna be Franz Wagner, Scotty Barnes, Mobley, Alperen Sengun, Herbert Jones, Davian Mitchell, Cade Cunningham, Dwight Jones, Josh Giddey, Ayo DeSumo, Jalen Green, and Jalen Suggs. So that's I want to go here. That's players from the Magic, Rockets, Raptors, Pelicans, Kings, Pistons, and Pacers and Thunder, and the Bulls. But anywho, you have the sophomores, who is LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, Desmond Bain, Tyrese Halliburton, and Tyrese Maxey, Jayshawn Tate, Cole Anthony, and Isaiah Stewart. Oh, and there's some more guys here. Jalen McDaniels, Isaac Okoro, and Precious Achua. And then you have the G League players coming in for the first time. Well, these are the G League Ignite players with the Hardys. I'm forgetting his name here. Yeah, Jaden Hardy, Marjon Bushchamp, and Dyson Daniels. So, yay? I don't know. It's good to see the Magic got 3 guys in the Rising Stars game with Suggs, Wagner, and Anthony. That's pretty good for their rebuild. But what do you got to say, Flash?
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello? Okay. I thought my audio was out. I do want to say this. I do like the Rising Star format. It's like the NHL All Star. I actually think that is actually the much better way to do All Star games.
It's gonna be more fun.
Well, not 3-on-3s. Like you could still do 5-on-5, but like you give more opportunities to more stars, especially now knowing that the NBA is deeper in talent than it ever was throughout time. You will have less guys being snubbed out of the All Star, and you also get to see like
different... we're gonna discuss that.
Next. Oh yeah, we will discuss about some snubs and some people who are somehow an all-star starter, which
in it
I don't even know how.
Which is Warriors fans.
Well, Warriors.
You don't just want to just go over there. Well, you want to just hit it?
I just listen. Let me finish, man. All right, I'm just saying that the NBA All Star should be done like how they plan on doing with the Rising Star challenge. That is the better way to go. Like instead of conferences, do it like the North Division, the South Division, East Division, West Division of the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference, or the Pacific Conference, whatever. I don't even know the exact names of the conference, but I think they should do it like that.
You're just rambling. I have no idea what you're talking about. And you're breaking up.
How the NBA all...
Oh, you're talking divisions? Okay. With that being said, I kind of understand what he's trying to say. He's trying to say, guys, is like they have certain players from each division going in it, so there's less snubs and it's more kind of like balanced and more entertaining when you watch each division kind of compete with each other, I think is what he's trying to say. But yeah, I'm going to move on to the All-Star starters because we need to talk about this. You'll probably be back when I get to the fun part. So the captains are LeBron James and Kevin Durant. KD is not playing in the game, and I kind of summed up what you were trying to say for them. It's like you have players from all the 4 divisions, like all the divisions coming in and
was that being cutting out like all the time when I was trying to say what I was trying to say? Yeah, so I was trying to say like each divisions instead of conferences, do divisions like Eastern Conference, North, Eastern Conference.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell them.
Metro, whatever.
Yeah.
Almost like the NBA, but NHL, but 5-on-5.
Yeah. All right. I'm starting to do
And
the
also
NBA
and make sure
All Stars. So we
and
have
make sure you do it up to like what 150 something points, so people can actually play more defense. I think that would be perfect.
They won't play
Also,
defense
NBA
if they're
dunk
trying to
contest.
get to 150.
Also, one more thing. NBA dunk contest. They got to revamp it. I'm just gonna say that right now. They got to completely revamp it because we already
We
got
just should
judges
get
throwing out
unbiased
tens.
judges.
No. What they got
No,
to
we need
fix first is
unbiased judges. Dwayne
well,
Wade.
no. But before we get to unbiased judges, we need to make sure judges are
The
appropriately giving
scoring.
out tens for actual good dunks instead of giving out tens for just jumping and dunking. All right, like a 10 out of 10 is supposed to be like a wow, not just be handing out tens out of tens. I mean, that's how we got Aaron Gordon against snub to whatever his name is, and that's how the dunk contest lost their reputation.
Derrick Jones Jr.
Yes,
Was it Derrick
because Aaron
Jones
Gordon
Jr. or
should have,
somebody else?
it was Derrick Jones Jr.
Okay.
And like, look, that's what I'm saying. They need to stop giving out tens.
Who won it last year?
People don't deserve it because because I don't even know. Because like honestly, no one takes the dunk contest seriously anymore just because of that particular moment. So that's what I'm just gonna say. Period. Stop giving out tens for people who don't deserve
so now
tens.
can I do the All Stars?
Yes.
Can I?
You
Anthony
can talk
Simons.
this
Oh yeah,
one,
now I
sir.
remember that. Yeah. I remember Simons winning it. IMG guy. Anthony Simons won it. But I know Jalen Green and Cole Anthony are two of the guys competing in it this year. But anywho, now can we get to the fun part? So the starters are the captains are LeBron and Durant. KD's not playing; he's gonna be out. They haven't named who's gonna replace him yet. But so the starters in the West are gonna be LeBron, Jokic, Andrew Wiggins, Steph Curry, and John Morant. So Wiggins and Morant are the first-time All-Stars in the whole starters thing or whatever. And the East is going to be KD, Giannis, Embiid, Trey, and DeMar DeRozan. I mean, we need to talk about this Andrew Wiggins, man. This guy averaged 18 points and got in the All-Star starter.
That's not All-Star numbers. I'm sorry.
That's not a good thing.
That is not All-Star numbers.
Solid.
Like at least have more assists on your numbers or rebounds before being called an All-Star. I mean, it's the same way how Draymond got into the All-Star game.
Well, yeah, Warriors fans just come out in droves. So Wiggins,
it's ridiculous. Warriors fans, I mean, at the same time, this Warriors fans also managed to get Steph Curry over Russell Westbrook in the All-Star game for starting. So, I mean, that's just how.
Well, are you shocked, bro? Come on now, be rational. Steph Curry's averaging like 30. I want to say. Give me a second. I'll pull it up.
No, I'm talking about
Steph Curry is.
I'm talking about for back in 2016, 2017 year, not now.
Oh, okay. Well, right now Trae Young's averaging 28. John Morant's averaging 26. Steph's averaging 26. Russ is averaging 19. So, yeah.
What is
you're talking about 2016, 17? Yeah, I didn't know that. All right. So for the small forwards, here's a kicker, right? You got LeBron averaging 29. DeMar's averaging 26. Fine. Tatum is averaging 26, but the Celtics suck. Anthony Edwards is averaging 22. How the hell is Anthony Edwards listed as a small forward? Oh well, Brandon Ingram is averaging 22.
Anthony Davis is a small forward.
Oh,
I mean not Anthony Davis. Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is a small forward.
Oh well.
Where's Booker?
So who I think should have got in over Wiggins? It should have been probably Brandon Ingram.
Brandon Ingram or 22. Anthony Edwards. Those guys are much more worthy of it.
Well, no, because I say Brandon Ingram because he's been carrying since he came back from his injury. The Pelicans have been winning games like at a more significant.
But how recent? I mean, how long was he hurt? That's another thing you must ask.
He missed like the first month of the season, and then he came back, and they actually when they went from the bottom of the division or whatever.
He should have been in over.
The Pelicans right now are 12th. They've been winning.
But look, well,
Anthony. I take that back. They've lost 4th straight, but whatever.
Ace.
They were
Anthony
winning
Edwards
before
has a
that.
better argument over Andrew Wiggins as well.
Actually, yeah, Edwards should have been in because the Timberwolves are 7th right now in the West. I didn't even know that. My bad,
I didn't even know
Timberwolves
that
fans.
either.
Don't get at me.
No one knows that.
Edwards should have been in over him. Yeah.
Edwards
was
should be in
averaging
over
22,
over Andrew Wiggins. I'm
3,
sorry.
and 5. Yeah. No, 23, 5, and 4. So 23 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. Yeah, he should have been on over Wiggins, who was averaging 18, 4, and 1. Or 4 and 2, my bad.
4 and 2? He's a forward and he's only
Yeah.
got 2 rebounds?
4 rebounds.
Oh, 4 rebounds. Okay, that's what I say. But still, that's not.
But
I'm
it's
sorry.
still not
Anthony
that great.
Edwards should be. Anthony Edwards should be in over Andrew Wiggins. All right. This is utter disrespect. I think they gotta. I guess they have to completely redo the voting again. Like, look, apparently Chris Paul was higher up over Devin
Edwards
Booker
will get
and
in
guards
the reserve.
too.
That's
what I heard.
But I think Edwards will get in on the reserves when because I think the coaches do the reserve voting. So I think that Edwards will.
I think Russell Westbrook should be in the reserves too, but people are going to bring up that nasty cold snap he had and use that as an excuse that he shouldn't be in the reserves, but Chris Paul should. So, just that as well.
Let's see, Chris Paul. All right, I'm just gonna do numbers. He's averaging 15 and how many? 10 assists. So.
He's got 10 assists.
Yeah. Actually, I forgot to say this earlier. If you're watching on Twitter, head over on YouTube and leave the comments so we can answer the question. What you got? So my prediction on who's gonna get in for the reserves, it's gonna probably be Luka. It's gonna be Garland. It's gonna be DeJounte Murray, Russ, maybe D'Lo. I don't know if D'Lo will get it.
No, they will put Chris Paul. They're gonna put Chris Paul.
It'll be somehow Chris Paul for some reason.
They're gonna put Chris Paul, dude. I'm like, look, D'Lo or Westbrook.
D'Lo is averaging 19 and 7, and he's not gonna get it.
Dude, D'Lo, DeJounte Murray, and Westbrook are all at risk of being snubbed over by Chris Paul. Now, Chris Paul is better than D'Lo.
Yes. I don't even know. Chris Paul is not even. Chris Paul's shooting 50%. I mean, 49%. That's not even that great. But whatever.
Wait, 49% field goal?
Russ shooting 45. Yeah, Russ shooting 44 and 30 from 3. Wow, Russ is shooting 30 from 3. Well, he's only also taking 1 attempt a game or 4 attempts a game, so that makes more sense. All right, moving on.
I mean, honestly, 4 attempts for Russell Westbrook is really good. 4 attempts is a healthy number. He's got to keep around 4 to 6 attempts at most. If necessary, 10 is like if it's a really dire situation, which I don't think the Lakers would ever be in a dire situation. So
yeah. Hey, JP, move over to hot topics.
Yeah, we can.
Any day now. There we go. All right. Well, let's hit up the college football stuff before we get into the actual fun stuff. All right. So Caleb Williams is going back, and he's following Lincoln Riley to the University of Southern California with the Trojans. I guess USC is going to be running the Pac-12 for a while, or Utah.
No, look. Oklahoma gave USC two quarterbacks. USC got 2 quarterbacks from Oklahoma. Get it? Because Spencer Rattler transferred to University of South Carolina.
He went
USC.
Oh yeah, ha. Wow, that's a good one. I mean, I know you're not a dad, but that's a pretty dad joke right there. So, all right, see yourself out while I talk about the Senior Bowl. So this question don't take too long to answer. So some notable guys in the Senior Bowl this week who are practicing. You know how the Senior Bowl is. Everybody essentially goes down the off season. Essentially, you got Carson
I don't want to
Strong
sound.
out of Nevada.
Okay, never mind.
Kenny Pickett out of Pittsburgh, Malik Willis out of Liberty, and Sam Howell out of North Carolina. out of those three, I'd take either Carson Strong, Pickett, or Willis. Preferably, probably Willis because he's got
No
the
Matt
highest upside,
Corral?
or Strong. No, well, Matt Corral's a
Yeah,
junior. You see, he's not a senior. That's why I didn't include him. But I think this draft class.
Yeah, you'll put it in your
I was
list.
kind of. I was hate. Oh, what do you mean?
You'll put it on the list.
Oh, I put it in the list. Yeah, my bad. I didn't. I put him instead of.
I got
Howell,
baited.
my bad. But sorry. But I was gonna say, if
Matt
you were a
Corral's also
GM,
hurt.
right? Let's just figuratively speaking, who would you want out of these top four guys? I mean, I was hating on this class, but I also didn't watch Nevada football, Pittsburgh football, Liberty football. I mean, the only team I actually saw play were Matt Corral and Ole Miss. So I really don't know anything about these guys, but I heard they said Strong's got the best like overall arm or whatever, but he tore his ACL in February of last year and he played in August. So that's where his concerns come in. Kenny Pickett, we know how his season went, and Malik
about
Willis
a torn ACL as a quarterback. I would not worry about.
Yeah, he tore his ACL in February and he came back in August. Huh?
He's a pocket passer quarterback, right? He doesn't really use his legs.
He was mobile before he hurt himself, but he couldn't exactly move himself when he had a torn ACL. He was a pocket passer this season. But I think Malik Willis got the highest upside probably because he's got the mobility kind of thing. Oh, I forgot to include Desmond Ridder. My bad. Desmond Ridder. No hate.
You did?
No hate. I just remembered that when I was talking about the mobility part. Yeah, Malik Willis and Ridder got the best mobility in the draft, but Willis got that arm cannon. He's been like launching stuff. So I mean, I can see a little bit of like.
Am I?
Throw at 80. That'd be nice.
Kenny Pickett might be a dark horse.
Pickett's probably gonna be the best career or whatever. I think if he's available,
he's gonna end up being the dark.
He's gonna be in Pittsburgh.
I mean, I think Pittsburgh is gonna probably try to trade for a quarterback as well. But
I think they'd probably be interested. I think they're gonna probably take a look at Garoppolo or Rodgers. They're gonna look for a veteran first, and then if they can't get one, they're gonna go draft one. And if they draft one, it's gonna be.
I mean, never know. They might surprise you. I can't see them going into next season with Mason Rudolph. No way. Not Mason Rudolph. Am I being cut up still?
Yes, you're like having a very bad delay. I can hear you across, and it's taking a while for it to show up on this. I don't know.
I might have to walk out, man. I'm getting frustrated with this. I'm sorry.
All right. Hey, J Peeps, you want to come on for this fun part? You know what I'm talking about with the Brian Flores thing. If
J Peeps, we would love to have you talk about.
Let's go.
Yay!
This ain't a fun thing to talk. It's a fun thing because
this is where the fun begins.
Should have happened a while back. All right, this lawsuit should have
happened.
First day of
Black. All right, listen. First day of Black History Month, and we already have a black man suing the entire NFL for being racist and not giving him the right opportunity for him to be coaching a team. So salute to Brian Flores.
Hey, you know that's not entirely all. That's the truth in that.
Wait, first of all,
there's more than that in it.
Wait, hold on. First of all,
we're talking about the lawsuit.
I know. I mean, am I on here for the lawsuit or am I on here because he said he's hopping off?
Good question. I just figured out what the hell he did.
Hop off.
Yeah, he wanted to.
I should have took a picture of that.
Come on, and then he stayed on when he came up. You should have watched this for that.
Picture of that. Oh
Flash,
my god.
Bye. You have tech issues. Me and we'll do this. Unless we'll do it tomorrow. Are you going or are you staying? Pick one. Come on, we're running on time.
Can we have JP for Brian Flores then?
Ask him.
JP Teams, you want to stay for Brian Flores?
Sure.
I think that's what you do. You should just leave JP to get going. That's if you want.
Let's have JP start first on this.
I'm still trying to figure out what you're about. But okay, because now
I thought he was leaving.
I thought.
Is he leaving or is he staying? He said he was leaving. Is he leaving or not? This is just bad. Come on.
No. Keep going. No.
Okay,
This
so
is
should I explain it? And then JP, you want to go? Okay, I'm going to explain it, sir, y'all. All right, so he's suing the NFL for alleged racism and intentional tanking, and his findings like 58 pages long. Among that, he's got text messages from Bill Belichick, who knew the Giants were going to hire Brian Dable, and he was texting him to congratulate him. And he did not realize it was Brian Flores he was texting, and this was, I think, the day before Brian Flores was supposed to interview with the New York Giants. So, yeah, they kind of violated the Rooney Rule because they didn't get their requirement before they hired Brian Dable, among other things. And also, he was saying how allegedly Stephen Ross was paying him, the owner of Miami Dolphins, $100,000 for every loss the year for tank for Tua, and it turned out to be Joe Burrow to be now. But that's not the point. Also, Stephen Ross was tampering when he held a meeting with Tom Brady during the season before he was a free agent when he was in New England 2 years ago. So all that is thing, and he's suing the Dolphins, he's suing the Giants, and he's suing the Broncos for the coaching issues. Where the Broncos, he said, Elway and some other dude showed up and they were kind of tipsy essentially when they were coming for the interview because they already wanted Hackett, and they kind of just did Flores interview as like a, what's that word?
For diversity reasons.
Getting the word, but it's like yeah, it's like it's a requirement, and they just did it. God, man, just whatever.
I said for diversity reasons. That rule.
And
whatever.
See this, and I know I hate to break his heart when I say this.
Could have happened years ago.
I hate, and like I said again, I hate to break your heart when I say this. This is why Brian Leftwich is not going to New Orleans. This is why Todd Bowles is not going to be a head coach this season. This is why Eric Bieniemy is not going to be a head coach this season. This is why who else? Anthony Lynn and Vance Joseph will not be head coaches again. This is why you're seeing
This is why you're not seeing Jim Caldwell.
Exactly. This is why you're
Jim Caldwell.
This is why you're going to start seeing.
I mean, look.
Can the guy finish talk, Flash?
This is why you're going to see guys like Nathaniel Hackett, who've never been head coaches before, take these jobs and stuff. Because look, it's a headache. And honestly, too, if I'm a coordinator and I'm a guy like Bieniemy or Bowles or Leftwich or even Vance Joseph or Anthony Lynn, I'm staying in the position I'm in. Because right now, realistically, the day someone finally realizes, at least the day America realizes this and opens their eyes, it'll be a miracle. But I've been saying this for 3 years now. Why would I leave someone like Patrick Mahomes and go somewhere else and start all over again? What sense does that make? I have a chance to win a championship. I mean, given you kind of blew it in the AFC title game, but I mean, how hard is it to consistently get to three straight AFC title games? Regardless of what you guys may say, if I'm Todd Bowles or Brian Leftwich, I have a good core of talent in Tampa. Why am I going to leave that when I could probably likely inherit this someday and keep the train rolling? Why would I leave that and go somewhere else?
That's not exactly a guarantee because, like, inheriting the team because.
Hold on.
Finish.
Why?
My bad.
Like this. Why would I leave Why would I leave something that's already established and go build something where I might get fired in 1 year? Why? That's like me. That's like me leaving in a committed relationship with a woman and running to a woman that I know is going to go cheat on me. Why would I do that?
That is one great way of feeling it. I just wanted to state out the obvious. The Chicago Bears, I mean, they had an opportunity with Jim Caldwell. They decided to take some guy that
Matt Eberflus, defensive coordinator from the Colts.
What color
Did I get that in there?
What skin tone is he? Is he from the Caucasoid or the Negroid position? Oh, he's from the Caucasoid. Okay. Yeah, that figures. Like I said, you're gonna see this. It's not gonna happen this year.
I mean, the Jaguars are gonna hire a garbage coach. I mean, it's obvious, all right.
They did hire hire an African American GM, so I give him some slack on that. But the coaches, they're not getting the slack on.
The Jaguars?
No, the Bears.
No,
the Bears. No, the Jaguars are a dumpster.
Oh, I was going to say I figured.
Okay, so the Bears hired a black GM. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I can't snap at the Bears, but
Ryan Poles, director player personnel in the Chiefs. I think something like that. Yeah. But I mean, it's not entirely guaranteed that you get the team when the guy retires because I mean, as we saw with the Saints, they're doing a full kind of search. I mean, it wasn't a guarantee for Dennis Allen. Well, it's like 99% or whatever they're saying, unless someone comes in and does really good in the interview process. But I mean, I kind of wish it was.
Hey, Brian Flores is available for the Saints.
Flores, I think, is probably the best one for them because they're already pissing off. They've been pissing off the NFL for so long. I mean, just hire Flores and continue pissing them off. I feel like that's something they would actually do. But I mean, the one I saw this on my phone before we talk about this So, you guys want to talk about this Harbaugh thing? Because this is gonna have to do with what we're talking about with the coaching stuff, right? So it came out like 7 something, right? It said a Michigan reporter saying the Vikings have plans to hire Jim Harbaugh as their next coach. And at 8 something when we were on the air, I saw that the Minnesota Vikings have sent a tweet saying they have completed their second interview of Patrick Graham, who was the defensive coordinator with the Giants. He's African American, all that. So you're telling me they have it leaked saying the Vikings have plans to hire Harbaugh at 7. And they haven't even completed their second interview yet with Patrick Graham.
They just do it for the Rooney Rule, as with a lot of teams. That's likely why Todd Bowles got an interview with the Saints and Leftwich got an interview with the Giants. Oh, no, not the Giants, but with the Jaguars. So
Leftwich didn't even get – I don't even know if Leftwich got the interview with the Saints. I haven't heard anything out of that front since – like you said, the Jaguars were supposed to hire Leftwich. And then the Saints said they requested an interview Leftwich. You haven't even heard if they got approved to interview him or anything. Like, no one has said any. You haven't heard Brian Leftwich's name in like over a week.
Exactly. So
we could also bring up the Cardinals too with
the interviews. Just
the hiring of their current coach right now. We could bring up the Cardinals as well.
Oh, with Kingsbury, they fired. God, what is the name? Vance Joseph? Wasn't Vance Joseph the coach before? Or who was the coach?
Yeah, it was Vance Joseph.
Yeah, it was Vance Joseph. They fired him and they hired Cliff Kingsbury, who really should have never got that job. He was horrible at Texas Tech. He failed out of USC, and he got the job in the NFL. Like, Matt Rule even. He had 1 good year with Baylor, and he was... Or 2 good years in Baylor, and he was off in the NFL, getting like top 5 coaching money, and he hasn't won squat.
His teams crumble in December in playoffs.
Matt Rule?
No, Matt Rule has 3 good weeks in September, and he falls apart in October, and the season goes downhill there.
I was talking
about Kirk just a moment ago.
I was about to say
you're talking about Cliff? Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury. Yeah, same. Yeah, that falls apart in December. Yeah,
I will say that.
I mean, look at even the AFC West, where Mark Davis used to be so good with like diversity and stuff. Or was it Al Davis or Mark Davis? Al Davis, right? Yeah, Al Davis. Al Davis used to be good with the diversity and all that, right? Now they got 2 guys coming over from New England with Josh McDaniels, who really wasn't that great with Denver when he was there the first time. I mean, they did an interview with Bowles, and you never heard squat after that. They did 1 interview with Bowles. He disappeared.
Because see, Mark Davis is not his dad. Because I'm a firm believer. I feel like if Al Davis were alive, God rest his soul, Colin Kaepernick would have been a Raider. And I do feel like Todd Bowles probably would have been the head coach of the Raiders as well. And the Raiders probably would have been in Oakland still if not Todd Bowles, but if Al Davis was still.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
I can believe that.
There's a lot of factors at play there that are different now because Al Davis is no longer in the picture. But I mean, I felt like
let me drop one more tidbit on this. Right, this is the kicker for this.
We could talk about the Chargers coach too. We could talk about the Chargers coach on how they dropped some games and eventually fired the coach. We could bring that.
Well, they do that still. There's Chargers. I think that's just a curse. I mean, it was wrong to fire Anthony.
I mean, the Chargers aren't much better with the current. Hey, bro, like if you ever hear news about Steelers firing Mike Tomlin or something, then that's when the entire league goes to shambles and everything.
They've been talking about firing Mike Tomlin for the last 2 years. Pittsburgh's been talking about that like last year and a half. Since they fell apart last year after 11-0, that they started having rumblings coming out of them talking heads or whatever. But
Pittsburgh better not do anything.
I can't. If Mike Tomlin had one losing season, I mean, they've been so good with the Rooney family. They've been good with that. But I don't know. I feel like if Tomlin had 2 bad years, really, like over the last 3 years, he's had like 2 mediocre years. If you want to, by his standards, 8-8 or 9-8. But I mean, well, 9-7-1 if we're gonna be technical, but whatever. But you get the point. Like he's been like he. That's the only reason, really, when you think of it, he probably still has a job. Also, and then the last tidbit I want to drop is. You go first before I go to a different.
I was going to say the Rooney family is really one of the last families that really does it the right way and gives coaches time to do what they need to do, because they're just an old school family. They've only had 3 head coaches, I think, in the past 5 decades. Chuck Noll and then what's his name? Oh my gosh.
Cowher.
Yeah, Bill Cowher and Mike Tomlin. Like they do it right, whereas other teams don't. I.e. the Cowboys.
And here's a kicker. All right, here's a kicker, right? So the Dolphins fired Brian Flores. We all know all the crap that he's already said about that. Their finalists are Kellen Moore and Mike McDaniels. Wells would be first-time head coaches and haven't even been offensive coordinators for over 3 years.
They get everything they
Moore
deserve.
in Dallas and Mike McDaniels in San Francisco. That's the kicker I got for that.
Well, look, man, if you are a black fan in Miami, do not attend any of the games unless your child is playing and for the Miami Dolphins. Period. Do not attend any games. That's your best way of protesting. I'm gonna say it right now. I hope Jordan cuts this bit and puts it up on Twitter too. If you are a black man living in Miami or you're a Miami Dolphins fan, do not show up to any of their games as a form of protest. Do not buy any merch.
Okay. Because full boycott is that what you're suggesting?
Yes. The only way you're gonna hurt these folks is by denting your wallet.
His face was frozen.
I
mean,
call me.
I mean,
man, I really want the Saints to hire Leftwich.
There's so much I can respond with that, but
you want to do that tomorrow?
I'm just gonna do that tomorrow. Oh my gosh, I'm just gonna do it. I'll probably, but I mean, yeah, I hate to break your heart with that, but
that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, don't be surprised.
It's not happening. I know it's not happening, but I
Flores gets it.
Because all it takes is one little snowball effect like that. And honestly, too, depending on what happens with this whole little settlement with Brian Flores and stuff, if he gets a huge payday out of this, he may never even coach in the NFL again. He may just take his money and just exactly. He may just take his money and just chill.
I'm surprised Caldwell never sued.
I would too.
Caldwell should have done something.
I mean, honestly,
since he got fired from Detroit.
I know. I mean, Lovie Smith should have sued. Caldwell should have sued. But I mean, at some point,
the Pro Football Network said it. I think it was. They said the Brian Flores lawsuit is the lawsuit the NFL should have.
But the difference is,
it is.
No, but the thing is, Brian Flores also has hardcore 4K evidence of the NFL.
That's
following him or whatever.
That's true too.
That's the thing. He has 4K evidence of it. There's no hiding it anymore.
It's kind of like a lot of things with like what you see nowadays with racism. Back then, people couldn't really record it or say much about it now people have phones everywhere. Cameras are everywhere now, so you can catch it. Same thing with what's going on with
And
Flores. Back then, Lovie Smith or
and
Jim Caldwell probably couldn't capture it. Now, Flores can capture it and put it out there for
I
yes,
mean,
everyone
we
to
can
see.
pictures
even
of
talk.
screenshots. There's
We
screenshots
can even
out
talk
there on
about
Twitter
Dungy with the
now
Bucks.
with Belichick.
Say that again, Ace.
I said we can even think back to Dungy with the Bucks and how that ended, and then getting replaced by Gruden. I mean, they didn't even let him have his proper time to do it too.
See, I agree. See, my thing is I think a lot of what happened with Dungy is really the Bucks got screwed out of that NFC title game in '99. That was the start of it because that was the year they were supposed to go. They were supposed to go and they would have won the whole thing because the greatest show on turf was not supposed to win the championship.
That's the NFL doing a thing for the Rams.
Getting there so many times and then losing, I think, kind of helped the franchise and the Glaziers realize they couldn't do it on just defense alone. They needed some spark of offense, so they needed to move on. But I
And they
think
brought in Gruden, who put half the
I think
team.
I
Or
think
half
yeah,
the offense.
I think the Glaziers, because of the drought that followed, they sold their soul for that first one, and it was very obvious. They didn't do that the second time around, but they definitely did that the first time around with the whole Dungy to Gruden thing. Because I mean, Keyshawn has had a lot to say about it.
Or
That
Greg Schiano, we can still talk about that.
yeah, so I mean, again, like I said, the Bucks they sold their soul for that first Super Bowl, and I mean, a lot of people probably tell you that they would do it again if they could, but
I mean, you could still say they kind of did, but they convinced Brady to come down here too, but didn't have to give up as much.
exactly, they still kind of they're in a better position coming out of this than they were coming out of winning that first one. So this, which yeah, that is the truth. But I mean, I know what you're saying though. Yeah, Dungy got done dirty. A lot of these black coaches they get done real dirty. So I mean, and until that changes, if I'm a coordinator, I'm not trying to look to be a head coach. I'm staying my butt right where I am.
Just keep
I'm
it
trying to
easy,
find
you
some
know. Less
news.
stress for you, less blame on you. That's
I'm trying to find
just
something.
that's probably the easiest way to deal with it.
Give me a second. Let me see if I can find some happy news.
Some happy news.
Yeah, this is kind of depressing.
Well, I was gonna say,
I don't know. I'm just trying to find something. I ain't got nothing.
It may be depressing, but face it, Ace, it's the reality of this world as of right now.
I mean, if you want,
unfortunately, on the go on, Jordan.
You want happy news? You could just go straight to the thing right there. James Madison's joining the Sun Belt.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Where is
that? Is happy news.
Where did I put it? Oh yeah, I left it right there. Yeah, that's right. I completely skipped right over that. My bad. Yeah, let's go, James Madison.
I mean, hey, look, it's gonna be rough their first few years because it's gonna be just like Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina's first few years in the FBS were not pretty, but they adapted and got better. So I mean, we'll see. Yep. It's possible. They have the funds for it, and I think that they're going to have the proper renovations for it. So I think the Sun Belt will suit them well. They're going to be going against the likes of, oh my goodness, Old Dominion and Coastal Carolina, Georgia Southern, App State. They'll fit right in. They'll be fine.
It'll basically Coastal Carolina is not a walkover team. I mean, that might be the only team that might give them some help.
They're not. They were a walkover when they first got in, but who isn't when they first get in? And James Madison's going to take their leads the first few years they get in, and it's going to be very humbling. So they'll be fine, but they'll adapt in due time. Hopefully they need to stay up there for a little while. They don't need to make the jump back. But I mean, in due time too. I mean, you see the rise of Sam Houston in the FCS, so I think Sam Houston will do a good job and fill in the void that James Madison is leaving. You'd love for it to be an HBCU that would step in and fill that void that James Madison's leaving, but the upper echelon of the FCS is a different animal, speed-wise and talent-wise.
That's true. But I mean, guys, that's another episode for the last.
Would you say North Dakota would be close closer to join the FBS than some of those HBCU school?
There's been so many North Dakota State people that come out and discuss this and defend this. You need to have the proper facilities, and you have to have the right amount of money up to withstand the move, because it's a very demanding process. Because fam, you tried to do that back in 2004, and it was tough. It was tough, and then because I mean, think about it like this: when you bring the Marching 100 all the way to Champaign, Illinois, it's hard to stay engaged when you're losing 52-17. It's really hard.
That is right.
And I mean, and honestly, they did the right thing. The move was good, but it wasn't at the right time. The timing was not right for it. So that's
I mean, I feel like North Dakota is like a few steps behind from joining the FBS because they already have some quarterbacks in the league already and some other great talents too.
I mean, the talent in the league means nothing. It's just you have to have the right funds and everything, and the timing has to be
resources.
Right. So
I mean, I guess that would make sense. I guess it's not only talent that could just bring in money for the university.
Exactly, and it's kind of like you see the move when Missouri and Texas A&M went to the SEC. How many years after that did you see renovations in College Station and in Missouri? Not too long afterwards. They upgraded their facilities almost overnight. So I mean, it's the arms race has to be part of the move. So when you see that,
so like
then
people got to donate a crap load of money for that to even happen.
Funds and invites. So someone has to invite North Dakota State to come up, but they also have to have the money. But Ace is signaling for us to wrap it up. So Ace, go ahead and take this home.
No, you guys talk. You talk. It's fine.
No. It's okay because
we are kind of running over time. Jordan is right though. I mean, it's a great talk.
Yeah, it's a discussion that should talk, but
you go ahead and wrap.
I mean, everyone knows.
Thanks for another episode.
Not everyone knows
the last. You're breaking up.
Thank you all for coming out. Great episode, I would say. Some hard talks though on the first day of Black History Month, or is it Black History Month or Black Heritage Month?
It's Black History Month. Get it right. Lift every voice till earth and heaven ring.
All right.
Also, we have to be very diverse. Happy Lunar New Year or something like that, right? It's like Happy Chinese New Year.
Yeah, it's Happy Lunar New Year.
Yeah,
Chinese New Year.
Happy Chinese New Year too for all the Asians out there, and Happy Black History Month.
We had a great
right.
talk on the first day of Black History Month. Black History. Oh my God, I'm tripping. Black History Month. All right.
Okay,
we had a great hard talk about it. Discussions that need to be talked about, as we know that this is not a perfect world for us colored folks living right up and down. This is a much hard.
Boy, take us home. Take us home. Oh my gosh.
Well, let me do it. All right, guys. Thanks for another episode. Y'all know Running Guns is back tomorrow at 8. Be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. Y'all know where to find us on all the platforms. Penalty Talk on Twitter, Facebook, and all those good stuff, and Throw Flags on Instagram. And yeah, I mean, this was fun. Like Flash said, there were some topics that need to be had. But I mean, you guys enjoy your Black History Month this year and Chinese New Year if you're celebrating it for the whole month. I don't know how it works, but don't at me on that. But you guys have a good night. Peace out. Take care. Stay blessed. Stay healthy. You know what it is. Jordan,
be a friend. Tell a friend.